and funneling out of money by using mergers and acquisitions. Could you please first elaborate on the process? Second, do you have any numbers, estimates as to how much money was funneled out in total, or maybe last year? And then third, a bit of a philosophical question: why do people do that? Thank you.
I think you should go. Let me start by China. The question's too difficult. I'm going to let Alex take it. I answer all of them.
You can answer that in Chinese also.
Let's do it. Now, the official quota, if I understand your question correct, how do people get money out of China, right, to here to make acquisitions, right? So the official quota remains $50,000 US per person per year that you can take out of China. So there's only, actually I got calls asking these kinds of questions on a regular basis. Somebody would call me and say, look, I either have the cash, or most likely I know people who have the cash and they want to bring them out. How can you get them out? And I tell them the only legal way is that I just mentioned. And then, that a friend would ask me on the other end of the phone from Beijing that, then how come that, there are so much Chinese money outside of China already? So then I said, as a lawyer, I can't tell you more than what I just told you. There are many creative ways to get money out of China, but, as a lawyer, I prefer not to opine on them. But again, if you look at the newspapers, seriously, there are people who carry suitcases of cash, U.S. dollars out of China. There's, or maybe they carry it to Hong Kong first, and then they go to China, and then go to the U.S. But back to the legitimate ways, one of the ways is not exactly taking money out of China. It's if you have a foreign subsidiary, as opposed to your Chinese headquarters, right? And there are legitimate ways to keep the profit out of China, and then you can either reinvest it, your own company, or you can buy a new company, doing mergers and acquisitions with that sort of money. And I think a lot of Chinese companies, actually a lot of our Chinese clients are doing that, and that's perfectly legitimate. So it's not exactly taking new money out of China, it's the money that you've made abroad, outside of China, that you can keep outside of China. That used to be restricted before, but under China's relaxed foreign currency rules, you can do that.
Really difficult question. He answered it quite well, but I'm going to try very well. I'm going to try and add a couple of points, which I was able to think about while he was answering. So first of all, I have absolutely no idea as to the numbers, and I don't suppose anyone who tells you they know the number has any idea. I think it's very, very hard to estimate. I know that casinos in Macau are full of Chinese businessmen. That the industry works, that there are these things called junketeers, and they go and get Chinese businessmen who bring cash down in all kinds of different ways. Some Chinese people, in petty ways, they take jewelry or electronics and sell them outside China. In cars get out of China somehow. Mercedes go back and forth across the border illegally.